Hi, my name is Megan Balderas, and I am the site director at our Byron campus. And I wanted to take a few minutes to talk with you about something that's been weighing on my heart. Um, these are really different times. We're spending a lot of time feeling a little disconnected and isolated, and I'm trying to make the most of that time and be reflective on things. Um, and so one of the things that I've really been reflecting on is something that has been discussed a lot and highlighted a lot recently, and that is the inequalities and mistreatment of people of color in our world. And in talking with leadership and several of our staff, we just think it's so important that we let you know that at Vista Oaks, all identities are welcome. We are kind of an out-of-the-box school, and I like it that way. I feel like I fit in better that way. But one of the things that makes us so special is that we do have all kinds of different students and families within our community. So I've been doing some reading and got a great idea, and that was to create an identity box. And an identity box is shared so that I can show that I am confident in who I am and my identity as a person, and share that with you, because even though we might come from really different places or look really different, we still may have a lot of things that we can identify with in common. So mine's not very fancy, but this is my identity box. And on the outside, I wrote some words that I think explain who I am. I am a problem solver. If you come to me and you are having a difficult time, sometimes you might need to tell me, I just want you to listen. I don't want you to solve this, because my nature is to solve problems. I'm a helper. I'm a mama. I love adventure. I'm an Enneagram 1. If you know anything about that, that's been really helpful to learn about. I can be insecure about a lot of things. And I wrote cookies on here because I love to bake them. I love to give them away. And I don't think there are very many problems that cookies can't help solve. So in my identity box, the first thing I wanted to share with you is that I am from Oklahoma, born in Texas, but raised in Oklahoma. I spent my first 20 years of my life there, so half of my lifetime there. Often when people ask me what my background and heritage is, I don't really know. I know there's Native American there. I know that there's German, and I'm basically a mutt, but I tell people that I'm Oklahoman. That is my culture. So that's the first thing in my box. The second thing that I want to share as an identity of mine is that I come from a broken family. And I don't share this honestly as a negative. It's formed who I am. It impacts all my relationships, as a mom, as a wife, and especially as an educator, because it makes me more empathetic to the struggles that families are having out there. But that's definitely something that I identify with. Another thing I want to share is that I lived in Yosemite for a total of about a year, but I hopped in my car my junior year of college, the summer after my junior year of college, spent a summer in Yosemite working, and then as soon as I graduated, I moved back out. So I share this because Yosemite is kind of like my home. It's where I met my husband. My daughter is named Juniper as an honor to Yosemite. So this represents that important chapter in my life that I identify with. And it also represents that I do like to take risks. I am an adventurer, and I am not afraid of change. This is probably the most important thing that I would like to share, and this is that I am a mama and a wife. This is one of the biggest parts of my identity. I married Marco, who has parents who are Mexican immigrants, and so when I became a Balderas, I took on a whole new identity that I got to claim as my own. Before I moved to California, I'd never even eaten a tamale, and now I can make them really well too. I also celebrate Dia de los Muertos every year. There are so many parts of his family's culture that are now mine, and of course, a part of my daughter's too. So I identify with that as well. And the last thing I want to share is an apple, because though I'm in an administrative role right now, I truly identify as an educator. I love to help teach people, whether it's how to read, or what their strengths are, or what a great plan might be for them in the future, or ways that they can help themselves, whatever it is. I just love to teach, and I feel like I'm always learning as well. So after seeing my identity box, I'm sure that you can tell there are things that we have that are really different. For one, I'm a lot older than a lot of you, so you're not going to identify with the mama part or the family part necessarily. But were there things that you can connect with? And maybe there are things in me and identities that I have that are different than yours, but you can still appreciate them in me, because you know that they just make me who I am. They're not scary, even if they're different. They're not, even coming from a broken family is something that doesn't have to be a negative, but it's something that some of you might identify with. And we can find common ground to appreciate each other. And that's one of the biggest things I wanted to share with this activity. We're feeling a little bit disconnected right now, and there's just a lot of heaviness out there. So what I would like to ask, to help build that connection and to help understand who identifies themselves as a Vista Oaks owl, will you create an identity box? Kiddos, whatever your age is, will you put one together that, shows me on the outside some words that describe how you identify, and then 5 items that you can put inside the box that will let me know who you are? If you're brave enough to do that, I would love to share some of those in our weekly update as well. But let's just remember that Vista Oaks is a place that accepts all kinds of people, every kiddo. We are an out-of-the-box, accepting community, and I'm so grateful that you're a part of it. I can't wait to see your identity boxes.